Hello, folks. It's Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. If you didn't see our last excerpt on chapter 12 of Proverbs, that's fine because the last one we started, we didn't have, we didn't do anything in Proverbs chapter 12. But if you didn't see it, I would recommend you go back and get it because it could be for you. But in chapter 12, we've got the Proverbs of domestic and public relations. Now, this is an explanation for us, you and I, as human beings, of domestic and human relationships with people in these first 5 verses. And we have 8 commands, or 8 common classes of people in these first 5 verses. And let's read them through. It said, whosoever loveth instruction, that's one person. Loveth knowledge, that's another person. But he that hateth reproof is brutish, that's another one class of people. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, that's a class. But a man of wicked devices will he condemn, that's a class. It said, a man shall not be established by wickedness, as another class. It said, by the root of the righteous shall not be moved, that's a class. And then it says, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, that's a class of a person. It said, but she that maketh ashamed is rottenness to his bones, that's another class of people, another woman. The thoughts of the righteous are right, that's a class. And of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. And there's a class. There's 8 classes it's talking about in 5 verses of people. It has 8 different distinct classes of people that live in the world, in the domestic area around us. We meet these people every day. These are people we meet every day. We're one of these people or more. We could be more than one. Let's hope that we're the ones that I have my Bible marked in 2 different things. I have the good ones marked in yellow and the wicked ones here marked in orange. So let's hope and pray that my life is in the yellow and not in the orange. And if you have a Bible and you are a studier in the Bible, get yourself a good pair of markers and mark things in your Bible. This is a workbook. If you could see the workbooks I've got, the Bibles I've got. Actually, I got the pages that's coming out of some of them. This is one of the pages. I don't know if you can see or not, but that's all marked up on that side. And it's all marked up on that side there. And if I open it up, it's all marked up in here. And I've got several Bibles that are like that. They're marked all over. They're marked inside, outside, and upside down. And underlined and scratched over, and I got notes on the sides of them, and they've been used. They're work Bibles. These are workbooks. If you don't work in this book, you're not going to get anywhere in it. You got to get in and work in it. So here we are back again, and we read the first 5 verses, and they had 8 different types of people in there. Take this for yourself, and on the 12th day of next month, open up your book. And get in and read this only 28 verses in chapter 12. You can read them in less than 6 minutes if you're a slow reader. If you're a good reader, you'll read them about 3.5 minutes. So you're going to read them in about 6 minutes of your time. And you know what the shame of it is? That even myself in times past have said I don't have time this morning to read that chapter. And that's 6 minutes. I can't take 6 minutes to look at the Lord's Word. In the first of these excerpts that I used to do, I used to talk about there's 168 hours in a week. That 168 hours means you owe 16.5 hours to the Lord that week. That means 16.5 hours that week you should give to God. That means you should be in church Sunday morning, and you should take 2 to 3 hours to do that. You should be in church Sunday night. You should take 2 to 3 hours to do that. You shouldn't jump in the car, run down there, spend as little time as you can in a church house. Get on out of there and go spend 2 hours drinking coffee in the coffee shop or eating and gossiping. You should spend some time with God's people and with God. You should go over there and fellowship. Get there early and stay late. Be a fellowshipper. Be a man with a good mouth. Be a man talking good. Don't be on the perverse side of the proverb. Be on the right side of the proverb, and be a good person. Be a person over there. Be a help. Be an encourager. These people need encouraging today. There is new people come in the church, and they come in and they see you come in. You come flying in the parking lot. You're yapping at your wife. She's yapping at you. And then you get out and slam the doors and shut your mouth. You come up and say, "Oh, hello, preacher. What a beautiful day." And preacher, we're having the best time. And he just saw you come in yapping at each other. Y'all sit down, and she turns one way, and you turn the other way. And then the preacher, boy, preacher got to get up there and try to preach to you. You ain't hearing nothing. You still mad at your wife. She's still mad at you, and you ain't no help to nobody. And you a hindrance. And you need to get your life straight. That's all I can tell you right now. And then you go out there and get back in your car, and you ain't even out of the parking lot, and you slugging each other, and you just having a miserable life. And you know who's making it miserable? You are. You, the very bird, making it miserable. You, the one. Am I pointing at you? Yes, I am. I'm pointing at you. You, the bird. You know who you are, and you know if you the bird or not. I've been there. I've been the bird. I've been the bird before. Come on. And then, hey, I've got up to preach before and had to say, people, wait a minute. Let me ask my wife to forgive me, or let me get something straight. And get something straight, and then I could go ahead and preach. But you can't preach with that kind of thing on your mind. But in verse 12 here, it says there's 8 types of people. Which one of them are you? Are you the good one? Are you the bad one? Are you in your book? Are you studying your book? Are you in the right book? Are you in the KJV, the King James Version? And let's go on a minute for a ways. It said the ways of words to neighbors. It said the words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. Now, there are people today. Do you know something? We live in a bad world today, just like it was back in Jesus' day. You say, well, it's worse today than it was then. No, there were people hiding behind rocks. There were people in that day that lived out on the trail between the Jericho and Jerusalem was along Jericho Road there. You've heard that Jericho Road story. There were rogues that lived there. They didn't do anything but live there. And they laid wait for people. When people came through, they knocked them in the head. Took what they had, took the clothes off their back, left them for naked. And left them for dead lots of times. And we're back in that kind of world again today. You never know who's moving into your neighborhood anymore. They may knock you in the head and take what little bit you got. But back to this here. But the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. And then the next 9 verses are 6 commands of classes. And we've got just enough time to cover that. It said, the wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. In verse 8, a man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be dispersed. Verse 9, he that is despised and hath a servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lacketh bread. There are people that pound themselves on the chest, and they're all the time better than somebody else. And then there are those that are poor that would treat other people properly, or those that, you know something, I have met, believe it or not, I have met 1 or 2 people that had a pretty good bit of money or were pretty well off that treated people right. Very few of them, but there are a few out there that do. And you know, I'm having a hard time with these little tidbits from the Word to get to my Proverbs done, because God has given me such a burden to pass on to people things that I've learned over 40 years of serving the Lord. And everything I say to you, when I say you are the bird, at one time somebody pointed a finger at me and said, you are the bird, Peter. And I had to take it from where it came. Well, I see our time's come and gone. This tidbits for the